How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. Let's make this as short a video as possible so we don't have to talk about this embarrassing game any more than we have to. Chytil and Kakko are still injured, so they are out of the lineup, and Hank night tomorrow. So if you have the time before the game tomorrow night against the Minnesota Wild, the Hank Lundqvist retirement party starts at 5:30 on MSG Plus, I believe. Apparently, retiring one of the best Rangers in history isn't worthy of MSG because apparently we have to show the Knicks. So it's on MSG Plus. There you go. Kreider, Zibanejad, and Gauthier started on the first line for some stupid reason. Apparently, Lafreniere's not good enough to start a game on the first line. He has to end up there at some point during the game, because that makes a whole lot of sense. Panarin, Strome, Gaudreau, Lafreniere, Barron, Hunt, McKegg, Rooney, Reeves, Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Trouba, and then Hayek, Schneider. Why is Hayek on this team? Why is he in the NHL? Get him off this team. And then Georgiev and Nat, they're saving Shesterkin for tomorrow night against the Minnesota Wild, who are a better team than the Columbus Blue Jackets. And if tonight is any indication of how they'll play tomorrow, the Minnesota Wild will win 10-0. So we can look forward to that. A minute and 29 seconds in, Panarin scores a goal. 6-game point streak for Panarin. He also had 3 assists, I believe. Maybe 2 assists. They only scored 3 goals. 2 assists, I believe. So a goal and 2 assists for Panarin, a 3-point night, even though they lost. Crowd was booing him just before he scored, so that was kind of nice. Fox also had an assist on that goal. 7-game point streak for him. 4.5 minutes in, Schneider deflection try off of a Panarin shot, but about 15 seconds later, he would assist on a deflection goal from Gaudreau. It went off of his skate. Schneider tried to pass it to his stick, missed the stick, hit his skate, went in the net anyway. So, 5 minutes in, Rangers are up 2-0. Feels like they're going to run away with it, and they absolutely did not. Because a minute later, Nyquist would score a goal. It was checked for a kicking motion, but the goal stands. It wasn't a kicking motion, it just went in off of his foot. 6:40, Gaudreau takes a tripping penalty, and less than a minute into that power play, Jenner scores a power play goal. So, within the first 7.5 minutes of this game, the Rangers score twice, and then Columbus scores twice. So the game is tied 2-2, not even halfway through the first period. 7.5 minutes left in the period. Miller keeps the puck in the zone and turns that into a chance, so good on him. 14:39, Lindgren takes a holding penalty. Lindgren was tripped after the whistle for the holding penalty, but obviously it doesn't count because it was after the whistle. Schneider on the second penalty kill makes a great play on a cross-ice pass to stop it, which would have been a very nice chance in front for Columbus. Schneider able to break that up. He played on the penalty kill and the power play tonight. So I think the Rangers are starting to really put some trust and some confidence into him. It's only his 7th game of the season, and he's already looking way better than Hayek ever has. 2 minutes left, Zibanejad just rips into the zone, crashes the net. Kreider has a rebound chance, but it would not go in. So we end the first period tied 2-2, shots 8-5 in favor of the Rangers. 4.5 minutes into the second period, Gaudreau rings it off the post with a wide open net. He pulled a Ryan Strome with an empty net, rings it off the post. Scrum in the crease shortly after, nothing goes in. 6:18, Kuraly would score his first goal of the game. Georgiev struggled to get across the crease to try and stop it. Trouba was battling with somebody right in front of the crease. Georgiev bumped into Trouba on his way across, so the goal ends up going in. Halfway through the period, third line has a very hard-working shift. Barron looked good on that shift. Then at 12:27, Jenner would score his second goal of the game. Couple of net front turnovers by the Rangers, and weirdly Fox and Jenner able to put that in, capitalize off the Rangers' mistake. 6 minutes left, another net front turnover by the Rangers, and if they had scored on that one, I don't know if I could have finished the game. I don't know if I would have had the heart to, but they were able to clear that out. Lafreniere moved up to the top line. Only took him more than half the game to figure out that Lafreniere should be in the top 6. 2.5 minutes left, Gaudreau has a breakaway, and he hits the post again. He was able to get it through the 5-hole, but it deflects off of Korpisalo and then off of the post and out of harm's way. So a goal and 2 posts for Gaudreau tonight. Shots 11-8 in favor of Columbus at the end of the second. A minute into the third period, we see Fox go to the locker room, and he would not return for the rest of the game. Hopefully he's in the lineup tomorrow, but we will have to keep an eye out for something about Fox tomorrow. Excuse me. 5 minutes in, shots are 4-1 for the Rangers. Fourth line with a deflection chance around the 5-minute mark. 5:55, Bean takes a holding penalty, and during that power play, Zibanejad would score. It was a one-timer, just rips it into the top corner. Schneider on power play too, and he gets an assist on that goal, his second assist of the game. So Schneider with 3 points on the season in 7 games. Not bad at all. 8:23, Bean takes another penalty, an interference one. And it's at this point, if the Rangers score on back-to-back power plays, they tie it up. They're in this, and the momentum is totally in their hands. Trouba rings it off the post, and Gauthier is completely robbed. Lafreniere with a beautiful pass across the ice to Gauthier on the other side of the net, and Korpisalo gets his glove over there somehow to stop that puck from going in. 5 minutes left, the fourth line, very hard-working shift that they're able to transfer into the second line. Several chances during those 2 shifts. 2.5 left, Rangers take a timeout and they pull Georgiev, but at 17:46, about 15 seconds after that timeout, Kuraly scores his second goal of the game, an empty net. 18:19, Nyquist takes a tripping penalty, and you think, okay, if the Rangers score quick enough on the power play, then they can pull the goalie again, maybe score in the final minute, get this to overtime. But that wouldn't happen. Columbus called a timeout after the penalty was called. They pulled the goalie again, so it's 6-on-4. But the Rangers just passed it around the offensive zone a bunch and didn't shoot enough. Rangers had 20 shots in the third period to Columbus's 3. So Columbus was very badly outshot in the third period, but it did not matter because they still won. Stats at the end of the game, shots 36-19 in favor of the Rangers. This has to be top 3 positive goal or a positive shot differential for the Rangers this season. They're usually the ones being outshot. They outshoot Columbus almost 2-1. Face-off, 60%. Rangers win. Like, it's completely bizarro world for the Rangers. They actually started the game super hot, which never happens. They outshoot the opponent, never happens. They win in the face-off category, never happens. So Rangers play better when the stats are worse. Power play went 1 for 3, hits 23-32 in favor of favor of Columbus, blocks 13-9 in favor of the Rangers. The trivia question of the evening: Keith Yandle had just surpassed, I forget who had held the Ironman record streak, but Keith Yandle just passed it with 900 and something games without missing a single game, so that's crazy. Who is the Iron Man for the Rangers franchise? And it's a player I had never heard of before. Apparently, 560 games straight without missing a game. Andy Hebington. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. But there you go. An embarrassing loss for the Rangers. That puts them at 28-12-4, still with 60 points on the season, with a very hot Pittsburgh Penguins on their tail. Really, at this point, the Rangers are either going to play Pittsburgh, Carolina, or Boston in the first round. I really don't think the Rangers are finishing first, but if they do, then they get to play the wild card team, which is probably going to be Boston. If they slip down to second or third, they'll play whichever one of these teams ends up in second or third. So Rangers have a very difficult first round of the playoffs coming up, unless they play Boston. That's probably best case scenario. Yeah, we'll say that. So let's forget about this game, shall we? Let's move forward. Let's look forward to the future. Hopefully Fox is in the lineup tomorrow against the Minnesota Wild. Shesterkin will be in net. They're playing against an on-paper, way better team than the Columbus Blue Jackets. But you never know. It's at home. Shesterkin's in net. Rangers are going to have a lot of energy and confidence because of the Lundqvist, retirement. Hopefully they don't lose back-to-back games and start to slip down the standings. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.